everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make these alternative style tulip flowers. Okay, and it's sort of similar to sort of ribbon sculptures, but I'm not really too keen on them because I can never get the edges exactly how I like them. So this is a good alternative to those kind of ones personally. So this is what they're going to look like, and I've done a tighter, smaller version and a sort of looser, larger version, and as you can see, even just changing the colours of green with the colours can make a huge difference in what you actually end up with. What you will need is fabric scissors to cut your ribbon, some Gorilla Glue with the brush, super glue to glue your ribbon to your alligator clip, your lighter to heat seal your ribbon. I have these edged pliers for when we heat seal the sort of leafy cut part of the thing. So this bit makes it slightly easier so I don't burn my fingers. Your needle and thread as normal, like I said, extra strength or upholstery or pearl thread, anything that isn't cotton that's not going to snap. Your ribbon. You need a 4 centimeters piece of 1 inch ribbon for your leaf, a felt circle, you tape measure obviously to measure everything, 14 centimeters of 9mm for your mini bow. I've got a little half pearl diamante type thing for my, and a ruler to measure, and obviously your alligator clip to line. Now I'm just going to move everything out of the way so it's not in view when I'm working. I don't like you to see the mess. And what we're going to do first is we're going to line the clip, and we are going to create the little flower cup for the tulip to sit in. So heat seal your end, and we're going to half line. Now you can do this with your glue gun if you've got very fast, if you've got less fast drying glue, and you can get this really flat, but I personally can't. I've tried it multiple times and it's like all bumpy underneath. You can sort of feel it and sort of see it slightly. I've tried doing the trick where you basically, when you've got nothing on your glue gun, you sort of run that bit over to sort of flatten it down more, but personally it doesn't work for me, so I do it this way instead with the super glue. So this is why this one's my favourite, because of this little brush here. I brush a little teeny bit there, you see, and you only want the thinnest of layers. Pop that in there. Hold it for a good couple of seconds. And again, when it comes to this, we're just going to do a super thin layer across here, just so that the ribbon stays really flat against the clip. Because as I said, the glue, if you can do it glue gun and you can keep it flat, go you. But if you can't, it just sort of takes away the like more professional looking finish. So make sure you blind it up so you can't see any clip. And just so you know, this is a 55mm, but you can do any size. I wouldn't go lower than 45 on these though, in the 1 inch. If you're going to do sort of 5/8, you could probably get away with 45 to 35 sizing wise, and it would still balance quite nicely. Excuse me as I just throw my lighter at myself. You seal that in there. And then last touch, and like I said, you don't need a lot on this because we just want to glue it to the other side. We don't want it to glue it to ourselves or the tip of the clip here. Okay, and that is your half lined clip. And the other thing we're going to do, oh, we'll do that later. We're going to do it now, but we'll wait. So we'll sort that bit. And I was going to show you how to make the little flower. Now what you do is fold this piece in half, and this is your 4cm piece in 1 inch ribbon. I always have to remember which way to do it. Right, so you want the edge, because you're basically creating a triangle in this. So you want to hold this edge. You want to get your angled pinch from there, because we're going to go straight up. Like so, to get a triangle-like shape. Pinch, and what I do is you start and give it a little like this, and that will start sealing them together. Move your edge along, and like I said, just do this with my fingers. It sort of pushes the melted heat of the seal down a little bit. Can you see? I'll show you a bit closer. You can see. You don't want to see any gaps between the two pieces of ribbon. Okay, and you end up with a piece like this. I'll move those bits out of the way. And what you can do is if you squish up like this, you get the beginnings of a leaf-like shape. Now I don't do these very often because I am not, there is no ribbon creator in the world that is good as everything, and these kind of melted heat sealy ones are not my favourite thing, so I don't do them very often. But you basically cut that little bit at the tip off, I heat sealed that like so, and this is going to give you the little cup that the tulip base sits in. Okay, so we're going to put that to one side with our clip. And now to make our teeny mini bow for the front of the, what I do, fold it in half, and like I said, this is 14cm, 9 or 10, whatever you have. And I just pinch that like so. You want to fold it so it is equal. So that would be, just measure it for you with my ruler, about 3cm apart. Hold it there and then bring it so it completely lines up like so. And this is the front, and that will give you even loops. And then we go in from above. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we go in from that corner, out from that, and it's in, 1, out. And on the back it's basically 2. Pull that through, squeeze so you've got your little crease, and then wrap round a couple of times like that, and stitch off in the back as normal. And this is basically a teeny tiny little chair bow. Let's fluff it up a little bit like so, and then what I do, cut that at an angle, cut that as an angle, move those little pieces out of the way. I hate mess when you're watching me. Okay, So you're left with this, which, like I said, is a teeny mini chair. So put that to one side with our other pieces, and now we're going to do the tulip. Now I will say this, I've measured this once I've unravelled it, but I keep it on the roll, and it is roughly 18 to 20 centimetres of ribbon, depending on whether or not you want the tighter or the more looser look, depending on what you prefer. Okay, just put that there while I tie my thread so I don't lose a stitch. And you can do these in any colours, and you can do the ribbon to match, or you could leave it off depending on what you personally prefer. So just trim that down a little, nice even edge. We're gonna seal that so it doesn't fray. And what you want to do is, I tend to freehand this, but this should be roughly 2 centimetres. There you go, like I said, roughly 2 centimetres. So you fold it like so while it's on the roll, so it's at that angle, and then what you do is you fold it down like this, so you've got that, and then using that line as a guide, bring your ribbon back up so it's completely straight behind your original sort of petal shape, and then you do a second fold, and you want to use that line from your first one. So as you can see there, you've got there, and I have folded it directly behind so that that edge of that petal is where my fold's coming out from. And then what you do is you bring it forward so the bottom of your petal lines back up with this piece here, see? And then you fold it straight back again, like so. You have to have steady hands for this. And again, use the line this side to fold this way, turn it in and bring it back so it's all lined up again, and then that's what you get back. Cut that bit off, trim that a little bit more, I don't want that little, and then keep picking up the wrong light. Okay, heat sew your edge. This is your front, and this is what it looks like on the back. And take your needle, and what you need to do, as you can see, you've got all your layers. You need to be making sure when you drop your first point in that you're capturing everything and nothing's moving, because if you miss one, the whole thing's going to unravel. And you want to go in from above, 1, 2, out. So in, 1, out. And that's what it looks like. And that is your back. Okay, you want to do this as low to the bottom as you possibly can without getting to the point where it looks like it's going to start fraying, because we need to be hiding this in our little cup, and if you do it too high up it won't fit and it will look messy. Then go back through the other way, nice and tight, and again if you can. if you struggle, use your desk like I am. Push it through. This is the other reason why I like using the longer, stronger darning needles, because you can do this and not worry about them bending or moving. And then I stitch off a couple of times in the back to make sure that that's going to hold, and I'll show you what the shape looks like in just a second. Okay, these are perfect for springtime. So this is what you end up with. This is a front, this is a back, and this little pocket here is going to be the perfect little nest for our little bit of fold to hold the back, which is like this. And that's a slightly messier version. I was practicing on that one still. But yeah, so basically that's where it's going to sit. So we've now got our little pocket. And as you can see, that fits in there, and it doesn't show that white little bit of thread once it's in. And what I do is I put the drop of glue just in here. Don't overfill it with your glue, because otherwise it'll mess up and it'll seep out as you put your little flower in. So do enough that you know that the glue's in there, you can see, but not too much, because like I said, you don't want it to squeeze out the sides and go absolutely everywhere. And pop that into your little tulip. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we've got a little clip. I have a matching green coloured felt circle. And what I'm going to do is you cut straight up like so. And then across, so you've got this shape. And then give it a little trim down, so you've got that. Just going to even it up a little bit so it's a bit tidier. There you go, so you get something a bit like that. And we're going to take the super glue again this time. It's going to fit nicely. Might do it. I'm going to take my yellow instead. I'm going to do a slightly bigger. Better. You want something like that. You want that at the end of on the back. Make sure you hold your clip open until you've got your felt placed down, because you don't want that to glue to this side of your clip. Okay, so once that's on, the idea is this will fit in here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a dot of glue just here, not too much because we don't want to see it, like so, so it stays centered, and then that's going to slip into the back. Like so. So I'm going to put some more glue just there so we can place it on. And again, don't get carried away, just put on a little bit, and if you can use the tip of your gun to spread it out a bit, all the better. So, because we want this to sort of be centered like so. So don't be afraid to sort of give it a little push down. There we go, so that's your back, and then we're going to put a drop of glue there to get that against the, and again just the tiniest bit because we don't want any seeping in places that we're going to be able to see it. Okay. Now, if you're better at these than I am, you can make little leaves, and you can do 2 to one side or 1 on either side, etc., and do little extra embellishments like that. But I'm not brilliant at them, as you just saw me earlier. So we're just going to add our little chair bow, and again we're basically using the chair bow to hide this, and then we're going to be using the embellishment to hide the centre on the chair bow. So again, tiny amount, place that up so you can't see that join, and then I use my glue, Gorilla Glue again. On the back like this, straight over that centre. Hold that for a good few seconds until you're sure it's not going to fall back off. And there you go. There's your super cute spring tulips. Like I said, I've done these in blue and pinks and reds. I just haven't got any on my desk because my nieces pinched them before I got them out of my bag last week when I was showing them. So like I said, but they look pretty in all the colours. They're quite simple to do, and like I said, they're super perfect little side fringy clips for that time of year as well. So thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and don't forget to ring the bell icon to be notified whenever I release new videos. It's every Monday and Friday for definite, but like I said, at the moment, while I'm got more free time, it's a bit more often. So like I said, I do appreciate that. And like I said, I'm also over on Facebook, so do feel free to pop over and join me over there. It's under Catherine's Rainbow Tutorials and follow alongs. Thank you for watching. Bye.